Hello guys, this is my first actual video. And I know that this is a controversial topic. Well, sadly it is. Goku vs Saitama. I am going to go over strength in the form of attack potency and destructive capability. And we'll go over speed in the form of movement and combat speed. I will also go over abilities and hacks by who has the stronger ones and not who has more of them. I will measure durability the same way as strength and intelligence and combat are no-brainers. But I am not going to include experience as it is going to change practically nothing about the fight. So let's go into accurate scaling. Oh, but one more thing, I am going to use verticalization because if not then people would say that the Kamehameha wave would just incinerate Saitama, not because it is so strong but because that's how it works. Or other people would say that Saitama could one-punch Goku because he basically always does, then that would be dumb and unfair. Begin. Scaling the first few categories is going to be quite the journey, but please bear with me. Let's start with Goku. Even back in early DBS, just the punches from Goku and Beerus would over time destroy the entire universe and then the entire macrocosm, which is equivalent to 150 real-life universes. Then he got approximately 10 to 100 times stronger. Then he put Super Saiyan on top of that, making him 100 times stronger again. And on top of that he put Kaioken times 20, making him 20 times stronger yet again. But after the Tournament of Power his strength skyrocketed as he fought Jiren, who, just by powering up without any attacks, shook an infinite realm equivalent to an infinite amount of 3D universe, and Goku was stronger than him in Mastered UI. Since then Goku has reached newer and stronger stages of Ultra Instinct, far surpassing the level of infinity he had in the Tournament of Power, so he should scale in the range of low to high multiversal, as he can destroy an infinite amount of 4D universes or an infinite infinity amount of 3D universes. So that concludes attack potency. Now let's get into destructive capability. When it comes to Goku's destructive capability, it is basically the same as attack potency. I know that in Dragon Ball Z it was said that Goku's ki rose when he used his Kamehameha wave, and he has even stronger abilities, but that multiplication makes no difference when multiplying with levels of infinity this high. So therefore his destructive capability is pretty much equal to his attack potency, only being a slightly higher level of high multiversal. So let's get to durability next. Goku's durability is, well, let's say challenging to scale. Because low scale, like him getting pierced by a laser blast or him being hurt by a rock. When it comes to the rock feat that was in Super Saiyan, and we will use the strongest form of both characters, so no being slower than a mosquito for Saitama either. And when it comes to the laser blast, a lot of people ignore that Goku fought Golden Freezer, who was just as powerful as him at that point right before that scene. So since tanking Jiren's attacks in the TOP, his durability should be low multiversal. Probably multiversal or multiversal plus with perfect and true Ultra Instinct. So that covers his durability, so let's get to his abilities and hacks. Goku's abilities are as strong as his destructive capability. As I said before, Goku's ki rose when he used his Kamehameha wave. And his Spirit Bomb is even stronger and can even make Goku stronger. When it comes to his hacks, Goku has none, but some people don't actually know the definition of hacks. Goku's abilities can be scaled to a very high level of multiversal plus, going up to infinite times multiversal plus. Great. Now all we have left is combat and intelligence. And speed, and we can scale Saitama. Let's talk about Goku's combat skill first. Goku has been training in martial arts ever since he was a kid. Goku can fight really fast and quick, and his main fighting style is the turtle style, which has no real-life equivalent. Watching Goku run the hands, the closest thing I could find was the Kung Fu Monkey style. And with the speed at which Goku fights, he could probably beat most real-life people even with equalized stats. So let's scale Goku's intelligence. Many people would consider Goku to be dumb, but he is not as stupid as you might think. You are probably looking for the words like reckless or irresponsible. But that still doesn't mean that he hasn't been forgetful, like when phasing Zamasu, or non-strategic like when phasing Jiren. So using VSBW's categories, Goku's intelligence scale should be in
The range of above average to gifted as key is still really hard to learn and especially hard to master. So now let's scale Goku's speed, specifically movement speed, which I am going to start with. Now there is something you may not know about Dragon Ball. Contrary to what some of you might think, the speed of a character rises with their strength, so as a character gets more powerful or powers up, he gets faster as well. So back at the start of Dragon Ball Z, Piccolo blew up the moon at about 1/4 the speed of light, and Goku dodged it in base. Then he got around 10 times stronger. Well, faster in that case, and with all of his transformations scaling from Freezer's forms, Cell, Bu, Jiren and Broly destroying infinite realities. Even though he was weaker than him, should make Goku anywhere from septillions of times faster than light to infinite times the speed of light. And scaling from Goku's trip through hell, his speed can be scaled to higher level of infinite speed, and his combat speed should scale just slightly lower than this. As in MUI he scales to Jiren, and perfect and true UI are even stronger and faster. Yes, we are done now, so that means we can start scaling Saitama. But before I forget, some people think that Goku is barely faster than light because in the TOPA character was as fast as light. But the thing is that is fictional speed of light. And I am talking about real-life speed of light for this scale, so don't even try to use arguments like that. Okay, so now let's scale Saitama's attack potency. And no, Saitama doesn't have multi-galaxy AP. Which should be obvious if you look at the hole in space and then at how dense the stars were packed. There were maybe a few hundred, and if you really want to wank, a few thousand stars, which is not even a 1/1000 of some of the smallest galaxies ever discovered. So not even remotely close to a single galaxy. And I would like to remind you that Blast can't control physics. So it is impossible for the stars to have vanished instantly, since they all looked at the very least a few light years away. Instead, it is way more likely that light bend in a way around the stars or something like that. But whatever, let's give him multi-solar system AP anyway. And his destructive capability should be equal to that, as his DC still is just him punching, ramming and other physical attacks. So now, let's scale his durability. When it comes to Saitama's durability, luckily, not only can it be proven, but it might be even higher than his AP and DC. Let me explain. When versing Cosmic Fear Garo, his gamma ray burst technique is based on real-life gamma rays, which have the energy of thousands to millions of stars. And since it was a smaller one, it should match 1-to-1 with Saitama's AP or DC, and Saitama took all of Garo's attacks like a champ, so if something like a dwarf galaxy exploded, Saitama would probably be able to survive. So his durability is still multi-solar system, but higher than his AP and DC. So now let's talk about his abilities and hacks. Saitama doesn't really have abilities. He mainly just punches. But we have seen him use pressure waves for attacks. Like when he sneezes away Jupiter. Or took off from Io by farting. And when it comes to his hacks, the only one he ever showed was traveling back in time by reversing causality after copying Garo's sub-atomic manipulation technique. Even though he probably lost the technique, we will count it as it was present at his most powerful moment. So Saitama actually is quite solid when it comes to hacks, even if he only has one. Now let's scale his intelligence and combat, and then speed, and we will be finished scaling Goku and Saitama. And at that point I recap and then talk about what would happen if they fought. Okay, most people think that Saitama has absolutely no combat prowess. Because in an arc where he tried to learn martial arts, he could absolutely not learn it. But think about the start of One Punch Man, where Saitama as a human defeated a tiger-level monster, which can sometimes require A-class heroes. It seems like Saitama got way worse at fighting when he became the One Punch Man, and when it comes to intelligence it's the same. Because he was more serious and put together when he still had hair. Which doesn't mean that he is stupid, but still not far above average. So let's finally get to Saitama's speed. Firstly, I would like to make clear that Saitama doesn't have immeasurable speed because his causality reversal was done completely and totally using a technique. But in that case, how fast is Saitama? Well, he is FTL plus scaling from his moon jump, but should be able to reach MFTL if pushed to his absolute max. And his combat speed should also be faster than light, as he fights against people faster than light, or that can dodge light beams, like Garo. Well, I think that covers everything, so let's recap and then get into the fight. So Goku's AP scale was higher multiversal or infinite 4D universal. His DC scale was very high multiversal. His durability scale was multiversal plus. His abilities scaled at multiversal plus, and with potential up to infinite times multiversal plus, or infinite infinity times 4D universal plus. He had no hacks. His combat was very well trained and showed similarities to the monkey style from Kung Fu. His intelligence ranged from above average to gifted, because of near full understanding of a highly complex subject, and his speed scaled to septillions of times faster than light to infinite times faster than light, for movement speed, and his combat speed scaled at a just slightly lower level of infinite than his movement speed in perfected or true UI. Saitama's AP scale was multi-solar system and was equal to his DC scale. His durability scaled at multi-solar system to low galactic. His abilities were pressure waves caused by his attacks, capable of destroying large planets. His hack allowed him to go back in time, making it impossible for Goku to react to that attack. Max showing multiple minutes. Probably some hours are possible if pushed enough. Maybe even more. His combat is very intuitive. His intelligence is above average. And his movement speed is FTL+, possibly MFTL. And his combat speed is FTL+. So a fight between full-power Saitama and true perfected Ultra Instinct Goku is not an actual fight. It would take less than the action of blinking to miss this fight, and probably even less to end it. Well, that is if you are Goku. So since that is no fun, here is what I think what happens. Goku realizes Saitama's potential and trains him or trains with him, upon which they become friends and hang out. At least in Goku's mind, because I don't think Saitama would care. The end. Thanks for watching. If you like the video, please share or subscribe or click the like button down below. If you don't want to do that but still like the video, I can highly recommend the videos in the description. Thanks to all the creators whose content helped me with this video. Your videos are in the description. Please give me more ideas in the comments. Tell me what I did or got wrong. Goodbye. See you next time. And thanks again for watching.